Welcome to Peerless Community TV. This is your host today, Klaus, with you. I have a guest with me here, Travis Smith of Tripwire. Travis is giving a Blackhat briefing in a few weeks in Vegas on Bro IDS and the Elkstash, which is something very dear to me. It sounds really awesome. Travis, would you care to give the viewers a deeper insight into what you're going to be talking about?
Yeah, I would love to. So I'll be giving a briefing at Blackhat, and I'll be doing a kind of a deep dive into Bro IDS and the power that it can provide to a wide array of networks. Bro has the power of packet level inspection and storing that information into log files that can be ingested from into a log management product. So since Bro is open source, I'm going to be using a open source log management tool in the Elk stack. So, Elk is Elasticsearch, Logstash, and Kibana. I can use Logstash and ingest all of these Bro IDS files and use the power of, the Logstash normalization and all of the filters and plugins that they do there, enhance the data a little bit and, present it and provide some, very rich context with the Kibana visualizations. And taking all of that information and enhancing it with threat intelligence providers. So things like Critical Stack that plug in directly to Bro IDS that provide threat intelligence into the actual packet level data, or providing threat intelligence directly into Logstash itself, and during normalization add another layer of threat intelligence. And finally, having threat intelligence directly in your Elasticsearch indexes and referencing the threat intelligence historically. So you have a huge power of forensics data with packet captures that you may not have had before. And this is all using open source tools, so it's free and it's actually relatively simple to do.
So are you just giving a briefing about this, or are you releasing some kind of a pre-configured tool for doing this if you are an SMB, for example?
I'm not going to be releasing any tools as far as the Bro and the Elk stuff. So I have a white paper that will be released as well that is an actual very technical deep dive into how to do these things. And you should be able to follow that. There's a couple of scripts that I have online on a GitHub page that will be released at Blackhat that allow you to ingest feeds directly into Logstash. So you can use those, and for an SMB that may not have the technical expertise or the time to do these kinds of things, that they can use these and get up and running relatively quickly.
That sounds really cool. You said forensics, so the presentation you're giving is reactive security only. Is there any proactive elements possible when you use a critical stack or any of these?
Yeah, so the proactive aspect of it is when you integrate the threat intelligence. So using something like Critical Stack or other threat intelligence providers, they quickly ingest feeds from customers and users of that their products all around the world. So in your vertical of your environment or your industry, a competitor of yours may be attacked and release a known file hash or a known IP address that's attacking them, and that goes up into the threat intelligence feeds, and you get that information into your feeds. When that attacker may pivot from them to your company, you already have that predictive analysis that as soon as they connect to you for the first time, you know that they're a malicious actor. So that's the predictive analyst of it.
All right, so it can actually predictively block IOCs that you have curated into your Logstash.
Yes, you could. Yeah. So as part of the briefing I'm doing, it's more reactive than proactive blocking and things like that. But adding in the predictive blocking, relatively easy to do.
All right. Is there anything else from the briefing that you want to talk about?
Yeah. So the last component of the briefing is we're going to be releasing a open source tool at Blackhat called Tardis. And what that is going to do is increase the forensics capabilities of your company. So what our Tardis tool does is it takes in the indicators of compromise in various formats such as sticks and cybox, and searches your environment to see if you've ever been breached before. So we can ingest a CVE indicator of compromise for something like shell shock, and historically look in your environment to know if you've been breached by shell shock. The power of this is a prime example with something like shell shock is it was a bug that was in Unix for decades. So you had people saying well, have we been breached by this years ago or months ago, not just going forward. So using this open source tool, you can search your repository with something like Splunk or Elasticsearch and be able to get that data relatively quickly.
It sounds like somehow an integration of Yara into
It could,
Bro
yeah.
IDS.
Yep, Yara is
similar.
Yeah, Yara is definitely an integration point. Styx, Cybox, OpenILC, wide array of indicators of compromise that you can use to ingest and pivot and search your environment historically.
That sounds like an awesome tool. The name was
the Tardis, Tardis. So it's the Threat Analysis, Reconnaissance, and Data Intelligence System.
All right.
So I'll be doing a demo of that at Blackhat Arsenal as well.
And this one comes with a how-to for small companies in the white paper as well, or a separate white paper?
No, that will not be part of the white paper. The white paper is only the Bro and the Elk integration with threat intelligence.
All right. That sounds really, really nice. I hope you fill up the room entirely, and that you have a really good Blackhat. Thanks for doing this, Travis. And as a final thing, we're trying to get speakers from Blackhat, DEF CON, and B-Sides to go on Peerlist and do Q&A with the audience before and more probably mostly afterwards, in case people have questions that they were too shy to ask and there was not enough time. Would you be willing to do that?
Definitely, yes.
That sounds really great. Then I wish you a happy conference week once we get there, and I hope to see you maybe around there.
Definitely. Thank you.
Thanks. Good evening. Bye.
Bye.